Hello, everybody. Good to be here again. So I wanted to reflect a little bit on what changed in the last decade and a half. It's always, we are always looking forward, hearing about what needs to happen, how many things need to change. But I believe that we must sometimes reflect. And I'm 35. Many would say I'm young, maybe for this industry, in my position at least. But at the same time, I feel like I'm very old, considering how much has changed in this industry and how many things have happened. So I wanted to reflect on that and look a little bit forward on the years ahead as well. So just a little bit about us, for those who don't know us. So the company was started in this little garage in 2009. I started with converting an old BMW into an electric car. Today we are over 2,200 employees and very international company with many locations around the world. And we do three things, three companies: Bugatti, Rimac, making the best electric and combustion and hybrid hypercars in the world. That's what we want to do with Bugatti and Rimac cars. Then Rimac Technology, providing the best high-performance electrification components to the industry. And P3 Mobility, that's a company under the radar, in stealth mode, as the Americans would say, that we are not currently showing yet. Maybe next, or in 2 years' time, we will show more about that. We also recently entered into the energy business, providing stationary storage solutions for the grid and also in the future for other applications. We think that's a very interesting area to be in, especially as not only mobility is electrifying. So, we are also at the same time expanding a lot. This is our big campus that's being built. The idea was to build something unique in the industry, like a big R&D and production facility in the nature, just outside of the capital of Croatia in Zagreb. And today it's already pretty much becoming reality. This was the render, and now this is the actual building. It's almost complete. It's the biggest industrial building in Croatia. Yeah, so in doing that, we became also partners for many big car companies. Porsche is a shareholder, Hyundai is a shareholder. With Volkswagen Group, we work a lot, and with many others that we cannot today yet talk about, about different things. So this is how it started. So as I said, I'm 35 only, but I feel really old in this industry because these videos were like from 2008, 2009, 2010, when I was racing electric cars. And I come from a background where all of my friends were completely crazy about cars. All of us were excited about cars, and some of them were racing. And I was the crazy guy who said he will make an electric car. And everybody said, you are completely insane. What the hell are you doing? And then when I started racing an electric car, people never saw an electric car, any electric car, and let alone an electric race car. So they were laughing at me, what I was doing with a washing machine on a racetrack and so on. And I really believed that this will happen. And I'm not a super environmentalist. I did this because I believed in it, that you can make exciting cars. I wanted to show that you can make them exciting. And today, electric cars are cool. You have beautiful cars, like the Taycan, for example, or this car maybe as well. And, I did this before it was cool. And that's something that's different, that's difficult to understand, how much it has changed. Like now, there's lots of people also in this industry because, especially during the last few years, there are so much investment, so many, specs and IPOs, so a lot of also money-hungry people who are now trying to get their piece of the cake, while, 15 years ago, just crazy people were doing this. I was one of them. And yeah, the world looked like this, the electric car world, for a long time. When I started, this was pretty much the only electric car you could buy. And this was when you said electric car, this is what people were thinking about. This is what they were expecting, imagining in their minds, not a Tesla Model S or a Taycan or a Nevera. That's what they were thinking about. And at that time, I was thinking, electric cars can be super fast, exciting, fun, and they will be a big deal. And that was unimaginable back then. Today is a different story. So this is the market share of cars, of electric cars in the world. So I remember for a long time, everybody was talking, at least in industry, about electric cars, but it was floating around less than 1%, then it was 1%, then 2%, and now, boof, it's over 10 over the last few years. And that's worldwide. In Europe, we are now over 30% of market share of electric and plug-in vehicles. That's so crazy to me. Like, for somebody who is new in the industry, they might say, okay, so what, 30%? But for me, I remember 10 years, it was like 1, 2, 3, and then it just happened. And it will happen even faster. So, while many people still have this perspective of electric cars, still have a long way to go and so on, I feel like that's, as the Germans would say, Schnee von gestern, yesterday's snow, like it's done. There's just like, it will take a few more years and everything is set up, everything is in line. And let's also not forget something else. So when I started, the price of batteries, I remember very well, was $1,000 per kilowatt hours. So at that time, the only players pretty much for batteries were like American A123, Chinese Thunderstorm, probably nobody remembers them here, or some bicycle battery cell manufacturers, Saft in Europe, French company, Gaia was in Germany. So very, very few players were actually working in batteries. It was $1,000 per kilowatt hour. Today we are 80 to 90% less. So in just this decade, we reduced the price by 90% almost already. And from the 90s, when lithium-ion became a thing, it's over like 97%. The price fell by 97%. So everybody still thinks like we need to reduce the price of batteries and so on. We already did by 90% in the last 10, 15 years. Let's not forget that. Industry came a long way. And we are here at the IAA. The next Geneva Motor Show, which was a show very dear to my heart, is going to be in Doha. So for me, it's also and it's actually going to be called the Geneva Motor Show, but in Doha. So for me, somebody who grew up in Frankfurt, it's strange that the IAA is in Munich, but I'm happy about it. It's cool to see it in the city. And the first time we exhibited Rimac was in the Frankfurt Auto Show in 2011. And I wanted to show different electric cars, like cool, fast. They were different from this box. But the rest of the industry was mostly still these boxes at that time. And there was one hall, I think it was Hall 11 in Frankfurt, where it was just electric cars. I called it the freak show. And I told the exhibitors, like the people who were running the IAA, please don't put us in the freak show. It's a sports car, put us somewhere else. And of course, they put us in the freak show. So around us, you had all of these, like, I call them toasters, like electric cars that nobody wanted and nobody wanted to have. So fast forward now, 15 years ahead, and from this car that was the standard back then, today, the unthinkable is already reality. Electric cars can be faster than
Okay, now we're going to have a rolling race over the half mile from 50 miles an hour. I'm going to call it in. Come on, Liam and Alex, get level with me. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa, that Formula 1 car's on it. Here's the McMurtry gaining on me now. That was a lot of speed very quickly. Come on!
So, we can see that a lot has changed from that car over there to where we are today in terms of performance, but of course that's for very few people. Let's be realistic, of course, these cars are not going to change the world, but perception has changed a lot. And also we can see it in market share. And also, it's not just about speed, it's also making fun cars that are exciting, also something for the enthusiasts. And that's kind of our mission, also to show that the future will be exciting and that you can make cool cars that are not combustion engine, but also electric ones that are very exciting. And I think we kind of did that. Another thing, another perspective is the conspiracy theorists. Something that people, I think, forget how it looked like 10 years ago. I remember so well this documentary, Who Killed the Electric Car? It was about the GM1, like this great electric car that everybody loved, that the owners loved and adored so much. And then the, nasty automotive industry and the oil industry came, took their cars, crashed them, and didn't want them to have those cars. It was all these conspiracies. Like everybody was like, yeah, the electric car is there, we want it, but the, nasty big industrial corporations, they don't want us to have electric cars. And now it has completely switched. Now everybody is like, they are pushing the electric car on us. We don't want the electric car. It's the green agenda. We want to, it's dirty. Nobody thinks about the coal mines and the mines for battery materials. And all of this, made-up theories that have completely switched in 10 years' time. It went from, I want electric cars, and they, whoever they is, won't let us to have them, to they, again, the same day, are pushing electric cars on us while we don't want electric cars. And I'm not sure if it's like that in Germany or wherever you are from, but in Croatia, as soon as there's an article about electric cars, there's hundreds of super nasty comments of people we don't want that, it's all a big lie, it's all dirty and all of that kind of stuff. So that's also very strange that's happening, I must say. And I think it shows that you cannot push something on society. It has to be better. As long as the product is not better, then people will have these sentiments. It just has to be really better, cheaper, the range has to be good, comfortable, simple to use and so on. But for me, the electrification is a thing of the past, to be honest. I mean, that's what we are doing as a living. That's what we are working on with the industry. But it's happening. If it's going to be 2 years plus or minus, who cares? Everything is aligned to happen. And I'm super surprised when I see what's happening in Germany. Walking in here, I'm not sure if some of you saw the protesters outside. I know what the industry is doing from inside. We work with many of them, and it's really genuine. They really want to electrify as soon as possible. And I'm the one saying, do we really, is that really the best way? Is that really, necessary to do it so forced and quickly? I personally, I'm an electric car guy, but I think that you should give people the choice, and the market should decide. That's my view. But in the end, I want to think about what's next. Because as you saw 15 years ago, everybody thought I was crazy when I said that the electric car will happen. And it did. And now, I think the next step is inevitable and will happen again in 10 or 15 years. And it's exactly the same slide I had 2 years ago here. So, 100 years ago, you had the suppliers making parts, the car companies building the parts into cars, selling the car to the dealer, dealer selling the car to the owner going to the gas station and servicing the car. And now, or a few years ago, you still have suppliers, they might be the same or some other ones, that supply the parts for an electric car now, not anymore for the combustion car. So Bosch would supply a battery instead of a spark plug. Build them into cars, sell them to the dealer sells it to the owner, and the only thing that really changes, you don't go to the gas station, but that's not relevant for the OEM. So this is the comfort zone, and everybody's talking about this big transformation, everything is changing, the whole industry is changing. I don't see it. You just buy an inverter instead of a spark plug from Bosch. Everything else is the same. What's coming next is the ecosystem is completely different. You'll have AI providers for the self-driving systems, OEMs producing cars, but it could be just like a commodity, like Google will order 1 million cars, and 5 OEMs will bid on who will make the cheapest one. for the design that Google gives them. You will have the ride-hailing providers, and this can all be one company, or it can be 3 companies. And then in the end, users, not owners. And this might sound crazy today, just as electric cars sounded crazy 10 years ago. I really think this will happen. Well, maybe you cannot be right every time, but let's see in 10 years' time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was great, so exciting. Okay, they've told me I have to wait for the music.